Tell me, how do you show up as a leader in the workplace? Give me 2 or 3 sentences and describe yourself. My next question for you is, how do you know that's a reality? Let me give you another question. What if I asked 2 or 3, 4 other folks that you work with that same question? Would your answers match up 100%? Usually they don't. As a high performing leader, we want to know where the gaps are because we intend to show up a certain way. And we want to make sure those that are experiencing us experience us that way. As leaders, we are the only ones that do not experience us. You're now in session number 2 of our executive coaching sessions. In this one, this is going to be all about reality. And how do we determine that? We do that using data if possible. Data is what we're going to talk about. What is the data? Number 2, how do we use it to ensure this is reality and inform your path forward? Let's get started. What data should I use? What data should we use to move forward? I will often use self-assessments and 360s. We'll start with self-assessments. What are they? I am sure you at some point have taken a personality test, emotional intelligence test, values, those strengths, maybe strength finders. Those are all self-assessments, all very valuable, and I use them often, certified in a number. Really good data. I also like to use 360s, which if you're not familiar, that's where you get feedback from 360 degrees. Some folks above you, some peers, some subordinates, and you get feedback from them. We can use one off the shelf, or I really like creating one so you can get the answers you want. And when I do that, I will create some questions with you or with your organization, and we'll ask 5 or 10 people the exact same questions. And the questions can be really simple. What am I doing well? What do I need to stop doing, start doing, or continue doing? Easy. What's one thing I could do that would make me a more effective leader? There you go. There's a 360, I ask. So that's the data. That is the data that I use. It's really powerful when you can put together a self-assessment and a 360. Let's move right to reality. Now we need to determine, is this the reality? And what do we look for? We look for trends. When you couple self-assessment with 360, you get to see correlations. When I do my assessment, I look for themes. If I'm doing interviews with folks, what are the themes? I was working with a consultant who was working on the path to become a senior consultant. In session number 1, when he set his vision, I asked the question, tell me about what you think your greatest strength is. He said, I think I'm really good at communicating with my team. In my assessment, in my interviews on the 360, I heard things like, he's not always clear on where we're going. Priorities change often. I leave meetings not sure of the exact direction we're going. I saw a trend. And as we looked at the data and brought that to him, he said, I had no idea that's how it's coming across. I have to get that fixed if I'm going to get to the next level. Now we had some good data to work with. Now we have themes, we have trends, which takes us to how's that inform the path forward? Now we set some goals. And I always try to work with